Have you ever just felt like you wanted to give up? Like the mountain in front of you is just way too big to even think about climbing? Well, we're about to dive into a powerful way of thinking, a kind of framework for resilience that can help you push through no matter how tough things get.
So let's just start with this quote from, well, arguably the greatest winner in sports history, Michael Jordan. And what's the very first thing he talks about? Failure. Thousands and thousands of failures. It's a completely backwards idea, right? That the real secret to success is actually built on a mountain of the one thing we're all taught to avoid.
Just look at that number for a second. 9,000 missed shots. And these aren't just shots in practice. No, these are in actual NBA games with the whole world watching. Just let that sink in. Every single one of those misses was a public failure, a moment where he didn't come through. And that is what he points to as the reason he succeeded. This changes the entire game.
Okay, so that brings us to the first big rule in this whole mindset. Before you can even think about winning, you absolutely have to change your relationship with the idea of failure.
The difference between a winner and a loser isn't that winners never fail. Oh, they fail constantly, all the time. The only thing that actually matters, the one defining action, is what you do right after you fail. Do you stay down or do you get back up? For a winner, getting back on your feet becomes this automatic reflex. So here's the crucial shift you have to make. You've got to separate who you are from the outcome of something you did. Failing at something doesn't make you a failure. It's just an event. And it's not just an event, it's a formative one. It's data. It's a lesson. It's literally the raw material you're going to use for your future success. It is never, ever final.
And that brings the question right to your doorstep. It's not a matter of if you'll fail, it's when. It's pretty much a guarantee on any journey that's actually worth taking. So the only thing that can change in that whole equation is how you respond. So I'll ask you, will you get up?
Okay, so we're accepting failure as just part of the process. But what about the pain that comes with it? The frustration, the disappointment, that sting. The next level of this mindset is to understand that pain isn't just a side effect to be avoided, it's actually the fuel.
I absolutely love this way of putting it. We see this giant mountain in front of us, and we think of it as an obstacle, something that's blocking our way. But this mindset says, no, no, no. That mountain itself, the struggle, the hardship, it contains the very tools, the strength, the lessons you need to create your miracle. The solution is actually inside the problem.
So how in the world do you do that? Well, you stop running from your pain. You have to turn around and face it. You embrace it. You let that feeling of disappointment actually push you, motivate you to try again. Only this time you're smarter. You recycle it. You take all that negative energy and you transform it into the drive you need to take another shot.
It's a classic for a reason, right? Every single challenge you get through, every setback you push past, it doesn't just leave you where you were before. It fundamentally adds to your strength, to your resilience, and your ability to handle whatever comes next.
So, we've redefined failure and we've repurposed pain. Now let's talk about the engine that makes this whole thing run, the day in, day out grind. This is where all that theory becomes reality.
Look, it's not about one giant leap. It's about a process, and it starts with faith. You've got to have this unquestionable belief in yourself and in your goal. That faith is what lets you be patient, because real progress, it takes time. But patience isn't just sitting around. You have to keep moving, keep taking action every single day. And when you put all of that together, that's when you're truly trusting the process.
And make no mistake about it, the grind is hard. It's supposed to be hard. The real test of a champion isn't what they do when they feel great and motivated. It's what they do when they are completely exhausted, when they feel like they have absolutely nothing left. That's when the real work actually begins.
And that leads us to maybe the most critical moment of any journey. The point where the grind just feels like it's going nowhere. The point where you hit the wall. You're moving along, you're making progress, you're starting to feel good, and then, wham, everything just stops. An obstacle that comes out of nowhere and is so total that it just knocks the wind right out of you. It's shocking, it's painful, and it's incredibly discouraging.
And in that exact moment, you have a choice. This is the moment of decision. All the mindset work, all the grinding, it all comes down to this single point. Do you accept that wall as your final limit and just turn back? Or do you decide that you belong on the other side of it? The secret to breaking through that wall isn't one massive heroic punch. It's a relentless, stubborn refusal to be stopped.
You just keep coming back, again and again and again. You just keep hitting that wall. It's that tenacity, that sheer persistence that eventually causes the breakthrough.
And this brings us to the final, and I think the most important idea of all. Why? Why would you go through all this? Why face failure and embrace pain and grind against a wall? Because the goal isn't really the goal.
This right here, this is the ultimate payoff. The dream, the achievement, the prize at the end, that's great, but it's temporary. What lasts forever is the person you had to become to get there. The process forges you into somebody new.
So the real victory isn't holding a trophy. It's the character you built when you chose to get up after you fell. It's the courage you found by looking your pain in the eye. It's the faith you showed when you trusted the process, even when everything was dark. The real prize is looking in the mirror and seeing a different person looking back at you. Someone stronger, someone you're actually proud of.
Look, at the end of the day, this isn't just some motivational speech. It's a practical reality. Life is going to test you. It will knock you down. It will throw walls in your path. That's a guarantee. And the ideas we've talked about today, they give you a playbook for that test. So the only thing left to decide is, how are you going to respond?